Please help me welcome from Atlanta, Dr. Eric Plasker.
From day number one, the blueprint is clear, healthy and strong through your 100th year. The first generation that's acutely aware that your choices mean more than the genes that you share. Take care of your body, your mind, and your spine. Make healthy choices that keep you in line. You've got to have nerve to adjust to it all. Your 100 is coming. You make the call. Life is a marathon, one sprint at a time. Take care of your body, your mind, and your spine. Do what you love and love what you do. Go for the gold. Be fearless, be bold. Life will surprise you. The road will wind. You're up to the challenge. You're surely to find. You've got to have nerve to adjust to it all. Your 100 is coming. You make the call. You make the call. It is so exciting to be here at ECBA after traveling all over the world for 20 years, neglecting my business community, friends community, and all of that, to be able to be here with you. And I never get nervous. I must admit, I was a little nervous today, not just because Jen told me she was in competition with me today, but because you are my home. And it's important to me that you understand that when I go, wherever I go, I represent East Cobb. I represent Marietta. I represent Cobb County. And it's really, really important to me. And when I got started years ago in what I'm doing today, I had no idea that I would be in this place. These were my Afro days way back when I was in high school. I was playing football, got injured. They took me to the hospital, and they said to me at the hospital, it changed my life forever. They said to me, "Yo, you Afro-headed dude," not quite like that, but "Yo, you Afro-headed dude, take these drugs and don't play for 30 days. And I wasn't such a good listener back then because what I heard them say was, drugs equal don't play. So I looked at my mother and I said, I'm playing. If that means don't play, I'm not doing that. I'm doing whatever it takes to get back on the field. So I ended up having the possibility of an opioid addiction in that moment, which has relevance today since that has become one of the leading causes of death in this country, is opioid addiction and suicide, to having a stellar high school football career where I became captain of my team, to this day, the best record in the history of our school. And I learned a lot back then about it because my chiropractor changed my life. He talked to me about human potential. He talked to me about going from crisis care to lifestyle care. He talked to me about the body's innate intelligence, its ability to heal itself, its ability to function and thrive for 80, 90, 100 years and beyond with no disease, healthy if you take care of it the right way. And I was like, man, I'm gonna drink this Kool-Aid. I like that. So I went and I started studying it and I learned it and I got into practice early on. How many of you remember the TV show Doogie Howser? Anybody? I was that guy. Literally, 23 years old, I opened my first practice. I flew through chiropractic college, opened my first practice in 1986, October of 1986. And as you can tell by the images, as you go in a circle there around all those images, literally we took care of babies, kids, and families. And we saw amazing things. We saw babies and kids that were having ear infections clear up. No drugs, just getting the body to heal itself, getting off medication, functioning at a higher level, focusing better throughout life, better posture. And we got really excited. We saw autistic kids, their bodies changed, their neurology changed by clearing out their nervous system. I was fortunate. My first office was Peachtree Road in Atlanta. We took care of all the famous people that came in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel looking for chiropractors. So I got to take care of famous people, top athletes in the world. My first national TV appearance was adjusting Isaiah Thomas on ESPN when they were here for the playoffs. And for me, I was starstruck because I was starstruck by not just the people that we got to see, but by the results that we would get. I mean, here I am, just this humble, Afro-headed little dude taking care of these people and watching the miracles of the body if it was taken care of properly. Took care of my family this way, took care of all these actors and actresses and sports teams winning national championships. And all of those changed my life. And I invite you today, if anything you hear, if you feel like it has the ability to change your life, I would like you to give yourself permission to be changed. Because so many times we hear something, they say, man, that was good, man, that could change my life. And then you just blow over it and you don't let it change you. Well, I invite you to let it change you if something really hits home in your heart today. And so the person that really changed my life, though, out of all of those patients was a man named Max. He was a 98-year-old man. He came to see me for the first time, and he was crippled, broke, and alone. His hands were mangled. He was about 4'6", bent over, and he was shuffling his feet like this. And this is going to be the very fast version of the story because I only have 30 minutes. If you want the 10-minute version, you can watch it on 100yourlifestyle.com in front of a live audience. But I'm going to give you the punchline here. So Max comes in, and he's moving like this. He asked me this question, Dr. Plasker, can you help me? And I'm thinking to myself, I have no freaking idea. I had never even seen, I was a kid. I was 29, 30 years old. I had never even seen a 100-year or 98-year-old man before. I didn't even know those people existed except like on TV or in a newspaper. So when I looked at Max, I said to him, I said, Max, honestly, I have no idea. But as long as you're alive and breathing and there's life flowing over your nervous system, let's give it a shot. What do we got to lose? So we start working with him, and literally he goes from like a 90-year-old cripple to like a 98-year-old. He's moving with more pep in his step. He's standing up straighter. 3 months goes by. He's now a 98-year-old racehorse, moving really, really fast. And we got excited about his results. We fell in love with this person. He was a beautiful soul. And my team and I, we said, because every time he would come in, he would take his crippled arthritic hand, stick it in his wrinkled pockets. He would say to me before he went outside, he'd shake my hand, he'd say, thank you, Dr. Plasker. He'd go out front, he'd take those crinkled dollar bills out of his pocket, put them on the counter, say thank you, and leave. And we were wondering, you know, how big is this suitcase that he's getting these dollar bills out of, or a pillowcase? You know, this can't be that big of a pillowcase. So we decided, to say, you know what, let's adopt this guy. We loved him. We said, you know what, Max, we're going to take care of you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about paying. We care about you. We want to take care of you. He said, no, Dr. Plasker. I know pay. I know come. So I said, all right, well, you don't have to. He said, I insist. So he insisted, and he kept coming, and he kept paying. Well, a year goes by, and Max never misses an appointment. And we fed him. We gave him rides. We took care of him. We loved this beautiful soul. And one day, something happened that never happened before. Max missed an appointment. So we try to call him. There's no answer. I send my staff to his home. No answer. So he's now 99 years old. What do you think we're thinking? That he passed, right? So we say a little prayer for Max, say goodbye, and go about our business. Well, another year goes by. Max is now over 100 years old. And guess who comes walking through the front door without an appointment? Go ahead, guess. You'll get it right, I promise. Go ahead. Max, right? So Max comes in. He's now over 100 years old. My assistant screams like she's seeing a ghost. Max, oh my God. I'm in the back adjusting, and I hear his name, and it's the only Max I know. So I get in super high-speed adjusting mode because I want to see Max. I come around to the front, I look at Max, and I could see that he was exhausted. He was 100 years old now. And his eyes were hollow. He was bent over again, hadn't seen him in a year, shriveled up. And I looked at him, I said, Max, where have you been? We've missed you so much. And he looked up at me and grabbed my hand like he had done so many times before and said to me, thank you, Dr. Plasker, thank you. And died. Right there in the reception room. Well, call 911, call 911. My assistant calls 911, it didn't matter, too late. His spirit literally, shoo, gone. I pick him up, rigor mortis had already set in, carried him to the back, never to be heard from again. Ambulance takes him away. But I couldn't get it out of my head that if Max had known that he was going to live to be 100 when he was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or even 80 years old, how would he have lived his life differently so that he didn't get there crippled, broke, and alone? So I started to do the research, and I started to realize that we had taken care of so many babies, so many kids, so many families, middle-aged people, and every one of them got younger and stronger and healthier, even though they were a month older or a year older or 3 years older. And I realized that quality of life, strength, energy, longevity has nothing to do with age. We blame so much on age that has nothing to do with age, nothing. And so we talk about it in our office with my son, Dr. Corey. We talk about 100% for 100 years. And now here's the crazy thing. I've been talking about this for 25, almost 30 years because of Max. People say, Dr. Plasker, how'd you know like this world was going to be this longevity world? You must have been like psychic or something. No, I just had a 100-year-old man come into my life and change my life, like maybe many of you have elderly people in your family, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know if I want to live this long, or wow, I don't want to be like that, or you know what, I would like to be like that. Well, listen, here's the reality. There are so many people that are turning 100 or 80 and 90 that they say it's no big deal. This is from 2021. It's no big deal. Everybody's doing it. It's no big deal. Everybody's getting older. The problem is we are surrounded by the evidence of what happens not because of age, but because of bad ideas and bad care and a misunderstanding of what aging can be like. You look at assisted living centers. I live in East Cobb. All around us here, wherever you are, there are assisted living centers on every corner filled with people that had no idea they were going to live this long, so they didn't know how to take care of themselves. It has nothing to do with their age, nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with the ideas, the thoughts, the structure, how you take care of yourself. It has everything to do with that. And we see so many beautiful people like Max. Max rotted away for decades, treating symptoms with drugs, covering things up, ignoring causes and just treating symptoms, never really getting to the cause of his problems. And he didn't have to be like that. And now you see 100-year-old people that have changed the way they live, that are setting records, running races, 105 years old, 100 years old. Think about it for you. If you knew you'd live to 100, how would you change your life today? One of our patients, Sharon, 60-year-old soccer player, just won the national championship. She couldn't hardly play because of some injuries 15 years ago. She went from crisis care to lifestyle care and performance-based care. She never missed a minute in her national championship run. And she's 15 years older than when she started. Interesting, right? It has nothing to do with age. So much of it has to do with choices. My friend Dr. LaMarche at Life University just turned 70. He's winning gold medals in his races. The only limitation that you have is the limitation of your mind and the limitation of what you're willing to do differently, if you're willing to change. They're even having centenarian days in schools. Guess which of the kids are the chiropractor? Come on, I'll give you a guess. You'll get it right. Which of the kids that get adjusted or their families get adjusted and keep their bodies aligned? And it's not just from a health perspective. They're talking about this from a financial perspective. There is actually right now a longevity industrial complex that is forming in the world to make healthy longevity the #1 priority in this country over the next 10 years. Edward Jones is part of that group. Longevity and the new journey of retirement. Do you know that retirement is an outdated concept? See, you were supposed to live to 65, retire for a few years, and die. But then people didn't die. They kept living. So now they keep trying to up the age and up the age. Why? Is it because people are living longer because of the care? No, we just have a different understanding of longevity and human potential. We have plumbing today. We didn't have that 100 years ago. There was poop in the streets 100 years ago. And so now when you think about what the potential is, here's what they're saying. Over half of Americans born today may live to be 100. When I came out with the 100-year lifestyle in 2007, We ask people, hey, do you want to live to be 100? Some would say yes, and some would say, hell no. Grandma's 85. She doesn't even know me. I don't want to be like that. Grandpa, I got to wipe his butt. I don't want to be like that. Literally, this is what people would say. And at the same time, we have a patient whose father just turned 101, and he's got the line of the year so far. Well, they say there are two things you can't avoid, death and taxes. I just can't seem to avoid taxes. 101, just turned 101 years old. And so people are realizing, you know what? Wow, this is a possibility. This is a high probability that I may live longer than I ever thought. The question is, what will your quality of life be like? That's the real question that we need to ask. And so we have a calculation that we do. You can go to 100yearlifestyle.com and you could calculate your longevity potential. It's right on the homepage. You go in and you fill out your numbers. We call it your empire, your minimum potential years remaining. And so as an example, and it's hard for me to, oh, here we go. So this is a person has a 104-year-old grandparent. That's the oldest age they live to. They're 59 years old. So they're 59 years old realizing they may have 45 more years. That is a freaky statistic if you're not healthy. If you're healthy, you're excited. If you're not healthy, you're freaking out. It has nothing to do with the number. Do you understand that? It has nothing to do with the number. These are real numbers. Look at the bottom right there. You have 99 years old, was the oldest relative. They're 48 now. So they're 48 years old with more years ahead of them than they've already lived. And so you could be in denial about, well, I don't want to. I want to. Have the debate. But it doesn't change the reality. Do you follow me? It doesn't change the reality. And here's a couple more here. So this one, I love this one. 68 years old was the oldest grandparent, and they're 81 now. Their empire minimum potential years is minus 13. How could it be minus 13? Because they've already outlived the oldest person in their family. So why not you? And why not quality? And why wait for a crisis to make the changes that you know you need to make? In fact, just a quick survey. How many of you know you need to make some changes? Raise your hand in your life. Come on, be honest. Okay, how many of you have known that you've needed to make these changes for at least a week? Raise your hand. Okay, so let's get more serious, right? How about a year, right? A year? 10 years, anybody? Come on, be honest. Well, here's the thing. It is not going away unless you make the changes that you know that you need to make. So we have a new book coming out. We're excited about it. It's the 100-Year Lifestyle Guidebook, where we're going to work you through it. So follow us, stay connected to us. It'll be out within the next 30 days. We're really excited about it. And let's go through some of the things that are in there. There's a 100-Year Lifestyle defined list, like what it is and what it isn't, if you want to have quality of life as you age. And I'm going to just go through a couple because we don't have a lot of time. So in the beginning, let's talk about business, because this is healthy longevity in business and life. So let's talk from a business perspective. The first point is that vision. It is very important to develop a vision for a sensational century, a compelling vision, one that keeps you inspired. And it is definitely true that health is wealth. I was a keynote speaker few years back for the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. And every one of those financial advisors in the room told me that the number one reason people lose their wealth is because of their health. They work for 50 years accumulating, and the next 50 years they give it back with deteriorating health because they did not take care of themselves all along the way. That's the best business decision you can make, is to keep yourself healthy. Retirement is an outdated concept. We've talked about that. Find something you're passionate about that you could do. I'm 39 years in my practice and business. I love working with Dr. Corey. He's an amazing chiropractor. My two other kids also chose to become chiropractors. They live on the other side of the country. And I must say, I don't really feel like I've ever worked a day in my life. I love what I do. Find that niche for yourself. Find that niche for yourself. Create a 100-year lifestyle balance sheet. Not just a 65-year-old and retire balance sheet, but stretch it out so you know what you want it to look like, and set yourself up to have the revenue, the income streams that support the quality of life that you want to live. And if you're already 50 or 55 or 60 and you think that, oh my God, so much stress, I only got 5 more years. Baloney, 65 was an arbitrary number to begin with. It was an arbitrary number. Who made it up? I don't know. Somebody just made it up. What this world needs more than anything right now, honestly, is wisdom. The world needs wisdom. So think about your wisdom and then take your wisdom out for a test drive, next level. And then organize your time, prime time, prep time, playtime, like we talk about in the 100-Year Lifestyle, so that you are enjoying the right kind of balance as you age with more playtime instead of just working all the time. Find that sense of balance between work and play. That's what prime time, prep time, playtime is all about. In life, crisis care to lifestyle care. Stop treating symptoms, please. Please. That is, from my perspective, the most harmful thing that people are doing in their life right now. They are just treating symptoms. They are not getting to the cause. That's crisis care to lifestyle care. And if you do that, you can rewrite your family history through your lifestyle. So I'm a 61-year-old man with a family history of heart disease, cancer, thyroid disease, and a bunch of other things. And they told me when I was young, like in college, they said, oh, you have heart disease, runs in your family, so you need to take these drugs. And I said, you know what? I'm not taking anything. I've been down that road. I've already heard it. Drugs equal don't play. I'm playing. So I'm on 0 medication at 61 years old. I have no signs of heart disease or any of those things, thankfully. And here's what's interesting. My brothers, who I'm 61, my brothers are 59 and 57, they also became chiropractors, chose to live differently. They have the same family history that I do. Heart disease, cancer, and all those things. And they have the same result living differently that I have. It's not me. I'm supposed to be sick. I should have had a heart attack years ago if I would have followed the family history. Don't buy into the family history stuff. Listen, my father had a history of smoking, high-stress job, processed foods. That was the family history. Do you understand? That was the family history. And those were the days of doctors recommend smoking. 26,000 doctors recommend smoking. Do you remember those ads? How many of you remember those ads? Do you remember those ads? Lucky Strikes, 31,000 doctors recommend smoking. What are the smokings of today? There are so many smokings of today. It's time to wake up, seriously. That's why I love this. You could literally have more energy. You can rewrite your family history through your lifestyle and get younger every day with your energy. I have so much information here. Avoid polypharmacy. That's multiple medications. Go to drugs.com, look up all the medications that you're on, the side effects and the side effects for healthcare providers, and you'll probably find that all of those drugs that you're on, especially combined, are causing the symptoms that give you the most problems today. Do that homework. Don't take it from me. When it comes to degeneration, degeneration is not a disease. These are 2 70-year-old people. The one on the left has done everything right. Good nutrition, exercise, Pilates, massage, and they're rotting away. But if you look at the top ones, right there, those are good. Those look like a 30-year-old. These look like a 90-year-old. But all the bones are the same age. This person here is a 70-year-old person, same age. Same age, no degeneration. They have nothing to do with age. 3 50-year-old people. This one, lifestyle chiropractic care, aligned, balanced, no degeneration. Here you have degeneration here at this level because this person has just done crisis care. But look at the rest. That's a 20-year-old area. This is a 70-year-old area. Same age. All the bones are the same age. This has nothing to do with age. But age gets blamed. How about this? This person, drugs. Rot away, treat the symptoms, don't get to the cause. But look, these are still good. These are 20 and 30-year-old looking bones. These are 80, 90-year-old looking bones. 50-year-old people, same age, same body, same person. It has nothing to do with age. They call this degeneration. Arthritis, they call it degeneration, degenerative joint disease. Degeneration is not a disease. Degeneration is degeneration. And if it can degenerate, it can regenerate if you remove the cause of the degeneration. That is huge, my friends, huge. We teach this to doctors in 20-hour continuing education courses. You're getting a 30-minute crash course. Here's two 40-year-old people, same story, same story. And then you have, this is a 17-year-old daughter right here, 17-year-old daughter with her father on the right, 53-year-old guy. They have similar alignment, except the dad has degeneration, the daughter doesn't. And he said, is this genetic? No, this is 100% acquired. 100% acquired. And here's a 70-year-old and a 97-year-old, and it will listen, gravity is relentless. Stop treating symptoms. Make the transition from crisis care to lifestyle care, or you will pay that price in one of those homes at $10,000 a month, minimum. And you deserve better than that. So, listen, I can go on for hours and hours and hours. This has been a good session? Yes, good session? So I'm going to leave you with some closing thoughts. If you want to, we do a lot of second opinion, third opinion work for people. We take x-rays typically, it's $300. For you here, my East Cobb friends or my Cobb Business Association friends, we will do for $95. We'll give a second opinion analysis that includes x-rays if you want to, normally $300. And that's good through the end of the month. Just grab one of those coupons. Call us if you want to take advantage of that. Dr. Corey and I, we love the opportunity to support our neighbors. We're going to do a program called Speak Up and Lead that Peter wanted to do. Said, hey, can we do this together? And I'll let him talk about that in just a little bit. And because I think it'll be fun to work with you like we've worked with and trained doctors and speakers and business leaders all over the country and all over the world. And I'm going to leave you with a final poem, Peter. It's my final poem, and I'll close it out. You've lived every day like it was your last. Then wake up and realize decades have passed. Beaten and battered by the thrill of it all, your body gives you a wake-up call. Tired of drugs and masking the pain, you target the cause and start living again. Take care of your body, your mind, and your spine. Make healthy choices that keep you in line. You've got to have nerve to adjust to it all. Your 100 is coming. You make the call. My neighbors, I love you. Thanks for having me at East Cobb.
Thanks, Eric. Outstanding.